Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. Before the video, just some quick Clash Royale news for you guys. There is a new card coming this month. This was confirmed yesterday. Apparently, it was in the patch notes last update, but I missed it. But Clash Royale officially confirmed it. They actually stopped by my stream and said new card definitely coming in July. What rarity do you guys think it will be? I think it will be either legendary or a common, but it's really anybody's guess. I'm saying that based on the empty slots I see on the new arena progression. Also, the Rumham, who's now a lead designer on the Clash Royale team, put out a long Reddit post again today, really explaining in depth what went behind the witch buff, the thought process behind the witch buff, and why he stands behind the witch buff. So I thought that was very interesting reading. If any of you guys are interested in that, I will link that below in the description if you want to kind of get into the nitty-gritty on the win and the use rates of the witch previous to buff and then after the buff. I think it's really cool information, and I'm happy to see them doing that, just communicating more about the decisions they make, giving us more context. A+ from me, my stamp of approval, not that anybody cares. But guys, I have a great deck on the line for you guys today. It's going to be the #1 win percentage giant deck in the game right now. So without further ado, let's hop into the main video.
You know it's funny when it rains, it pours. They got money for wars, but can't feed the poor.
Hey guys, welcome to the main video. I hope this video finds you doing well. Today we're going to take a break from the off-meta stuff and share a very meta giant deck. In case you guys have missed this deck going around, it's been dominating to the tune of being the #1 win percentage giant deck in the game at just over 70% win rate, which is incredible. And I'm going to be joined by the boss, Hey123, to help highlight this deck for you guys. This guy has been a very frequent pro guest request here on the channel. Very happy to have him on. He also streams on Twitch. I'll include a link to that in the description below for you guys. So what is the deck? Well, the deck is on the left of the screen right here. You guys can see it. It's the Giant Witch and Ewiz Inferno Dragon deck with Minor Poison as well. I'm going to be sharing another version of this deck today as well to kind of better suit free-to-play players, so don't panic if you don't have all the cards or you don't have them leveled up. This is the version of the deck that I've been having success with that I particularly like. It's with Fire Spirit subbed in for Ice Spirit and Musketeer subbed in for Ewiz. Now again, if you're using this deck in challenges or in tournaments, use Ewiz, or if your Ewiz is at a decent level, use Ewiz. But me, I like Fire Spirits and Musketeer in this deck, so I want to give this deck a try first on ladder, and then we'll hop into the pro replays as we always do here on the channel. Now emote, just a quick note on my emote deck, guys. I'm missing 2 of my favorite emotes. Supercell, come on, man. I thought it was supposed to be every week or every other week at least that we get new emotes. Maybe it has been every other week and I've just been not noticing. Either way, I love the goblin with the flames on the side, and I also love the chattering teeth, and I don't have either of them. I'd probably sub them in for the whistling princess in the shame, woe is me, goblin emote. So I think that would be my favorite emote deck. But right now I'm sticking with the kissies and the stabbies as my favorites. Why did I talk about emotes? I have no idea. Let's get to the ladder replay, guys. So we're gonna hop in here and see how we do with the deck. I'll talk you through my decision making as I do. I've been starting all of my videos, excuse me, with these live matches lately. Hope you guys enjoy it. It's a little break from just pro gameplay, and you get to see the deck in the hands of an average player. So here we go. I'm going to start with a witch. He starts with archer, same lane, so I'm almost guaranteeing he's probably playing 2.9 Expo Cycle, but we'll see. He comes in with a fireball, which is beautiful. When they're using their fireball against your witch and their log against your witch, it's normally a good thing. So I am going to, oh, that was a good zap on his part. I was like, wait a second here. I think I can get a ton of damage on this tower. I'm not even going to get one giant hit for all that work there. I could have poisoned, but it's a little bit too aggressive. Oh my god. Well, this is why I like Fire Spirits in the deck, guys. He just used his zap, so bye-bye. Bye-bye. Do you see that one Fire Spirit? He's just chilling in the back. He's like, I don't want to work today, man. I know you're doing a video, but I don't want to work today. But Fire Spirits did a good job there, very good job. And it looks like this dude's just going to take a muskie to the face. And I'm just going to respond with an Inferno Dragon. He has minions back in cycle here, but probably not enough elixir to use them. So we bleed right through that Royal Giant. A Royal Giant Elite Barbarian deck. Oh, ladder. Oh, ladder, you haven't changed. So we're going to go ahead and set up with a giant in the back this time. I could have played the witch in the back. You just don't want to play the musketeer in the back of the tower they're going for. But if they use their spells against the witch, I mean, they're going to have to use 6 elixir and both of their spells to get rid of the witch. I'm going to go ahead and use my poison here and play the witch right on the back of the giant. I want to see if he Inferno Dragons or Fireballs or what he's going to do here. He decides to log. He has to use his Zap as well, which is just great for us. Again, he has no spells in Cycle at all here, guys. So I don't know what he's going to hit me with. It could be Elite Barbarians again. I'm not scared, though, because he has no spells, you know? And he does a smart thing here, and he doesn't do anything. So again, I'm just gonna reload with a miner here, and I'm gonna take his. I'm just gonna go ahead and drop off a giant here. I leaked a little bit of elixir, kind of honestly, just not knowing what the best play was. I always want to be prepared for those elite barbarians, right? So there they are. He misses the see, we're switching up locations here, guys. He missed the predictive zap, excuse me, and that's gonna be GG. I mean, this was a little bit of an easier matchup. No offense to Sokrat, but you guys can see, you know, even I can win with the deck. It's that easy. That should be my clickbait title of the video, guys. It's so easy, even Ash can win with it. Oh my god. And you can see here, we're just putting the pressure on. It looks like the opponent has given up here. It's a really strong deck, guys. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this one. Let's go ahead and go into the Boss Hayes replay, plural, and see how he does with the deck. First, guys, I want to show you, but first of all, like, hey, here's a sneak peek to all the videos coming up on the channel, guys. Hope you enjoy them. We're sitting on a lot of replays right now on the channel. I have so much content, so little time to edit and record and share it with you guys, but I'll keep doing my best. So let's start with this replay, guys. Now, this replay is interesting because he is using the, excuse me, not this one, this one. He's using the Musketeer version of the deck here, and he's also using the 3-spell version. So I said we're going to talk about a few versions. This is another one. This is the version that the Boss Hay recommends for ladder. So we added the Zap, so it's a 3-spell giant minor poison deck, and we took out that Ice Spirit, we added it in the Zap, so we have that reset option for the E-Wiz. So again, really 3 versions of the deck that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. Now look at how strong this deck is, this version of the deck. You guys are going to love this replay against Brimo, who's a really good player. He's 168 in the world right now, 20-game winner and all that good stuff. Watch this one, guys. It's going to go by fast, so make sure you pay attention, okay? So we're going to start out Brimo here. Oh, man. Really, Brimo? Really, dude? I just said that's the one I'm missing, and you flashed the fire goblin emote. Shame on you, man. So the Brimo pumps up early here. We send the miner in immediately, and because we do have the Zap in this version of the deck, it helps us out there. We're able to take down that pump and kill the bats to protect our miner as he chips away on that elixir pump. Now, I said this one is going to end very quickly, and indeed it is. After this witch melts through this giant, look at all these skeletons. Man, she is a skeleton spawner. It's crazy how many skeletons she spawns and how fast they come out now. But check this out, guys. Musketeer and this giant are going to end up ending the game. So there's the giant, there's the musketeer. He splits 3 musketeers. You guys can do this yourselves, but only against 3 musketeer decks. Because it's very important that they don't have a big spell. So you know 3 Musketeer decks don't have a big spell, you can base race. So he sends in that miner there, and here it is. Knowing that the opponent does not have a big spell, look at this. We base race, and even though he had 2 Musketeers and a Battle Ram coming at us in the right, we're easily, before we even get to double elixir time, able to 3-crown what was a very, very good opponent there. So hope you enjoyed that replay. He made quick work of them. Now let's watch the 12 win here against Yugi-R. Yugi-R is a CRL player from CRL Asia. He also made a name for himself playing the Golem Cannon Cart deck, having the best win percentage going into the finals in King's Cup 2. I was lucky enough to meet him in person. Really great guy, and he's a really great artist, as the name would kind of indicate. Anyway, guys, the Boss Hay is not scared of Yugi-R, but this is going to be a good match. Yugi-R is playing the new Lava Loon deck with the Inferno Dragon, the Fire Spirits, the Valkyrie, and the Freeze as well. really lethal version of Lava Loon. If you guys are looking for a good Lava Loon deck, I'd recommend you give this one a shot. So here we go, guys. It's going to be an Inferno Dragon. Now, Inferno Dragon just bleeds through that giant really quickly there, so we're just going to reload with a Witch in the back. A Witch, again, does a very good job against Inferno Dragons. All the skeletons distract, while the Witch is able to DPS it down. It takes a little bit while longer now that the DPS of the Witch's range attack is a little bit lower, substantially lower, but eventually we'll get to that Inferno Dragon. Now look at this. Really unfortunate retargeting here of the Witch, while the Inferno Dragon is literally at like 10 HP left. So now the Giant is essentially going to be totally sacrificed, all because of that, just that 1 second timing difference. So definitely not what the Boss Hay wanted there, but despite that, he still doesn't take a lot of damage onto his tower there. This deck does really, really well against Lava Loon. As a matter of fact, you can counter a Balloon with a Witch solo before it hits the tower if you place it early enough. If you place it predictively, you can get no damage from the Balloon. If you place it a little bit late reactively, you can hold that Balloon to just one hit. I think we'll see that in a little bit here. Actually, right now, check it out, guys. Here comes a Balloon. Like I said, you saw maybe the 1 or 2 second delay, so this Balloon will get one hit, but you're seeing how, surprisingly, the Witch does a pretty good job against the Balloon. Now, the old Witch, she could just DPS it down. This time, you have to play it nice and early, almost as a predictive play. But just kind of a side note, talking about any deck that you're using with Witch against Lava Loon. So here we go. That was a nice freeze there by Yugi, able to DPS down with the Valkyrie, that Witch. But a nice E-Wiz here at the bridge, and he's going to keep supporting that E-Wiz just for a moment there, and then play the Witch, reload with the Witch in the back there. Now, knowing the opponent only has arrows and no big spell aside from freeze, he stacks that Inferno Dragon right on top of the Witch. Now, that could have still maybe been a little mistake in hindsight, because they did have enough elixir for the freeze. If he had separated them in both lanes, maybe, just maybe, he could have avoided the freeze. Either way, our left tower is down to 259 damage, but with no big spell. That's the problem with freeze, is most freeze decks don't run a big spell. The most you can ask for is arrows, and that's not going to be enough here with 10 seconds left. Does a good job using the E-Wiz and the Ice Spirit to prevent that Balloon from getting to the tower in 1 second, and oh, just before that Balloon bomb blows up, we take it, or the match ends, excuse me, and we take the victory for that 12 win against a really good player. So that was a really fun replay to watch. Let's watch one more, guys. This time against Manharder. Anyway, shout out to Star Alliance. They're a really good alliance. Alliance of clans, as the name would indicate, Ash. To start out this match here, let's talk about starting plays a little bit with this deck. We haven't really talked too much about starting plays and about how the deck works. So let's spend this replay talking a little bit about the fundamentals to this deck, guys. My favorite starting play with this deck is just an Ice Spirit at the bridge. Other than that, I really don't like making a starting play with this deck because we don't have a lot of cycle cards in it. Every decision that you make comes with a level of commitment, you know? So you don't want to just be throwing away troops too often with this deck. But other than that, if you really want to make the first play, you can log the tower, the opponent's tower if it's a stalemate, or you can start with a Witch or a Giant in the back. Just be prepared because you're investing 5 elixir into that. I would not start with an E-Wiz in the back because it can die to spell damage, whereas the Witch will still have almost half her hit points left. So talking about this deck, how are you playing it? And one thing we're going to talk about here, and you're going to see in this example, perfect example right now as I talk about it, is sometimes early on, you're not going to get a big Giant push. It's smarter just to let the Giant die sometimes, as you see here. In this case, you know, the boss knew that he wasn't going to be able to fully support that push. He knew the opponent had the elixir lead, and also the Mega Minion and the Ice Golem and the Tombstone already on the arena there. So smarter just to kind of reload with the Witch in the back and try to get another push going. And this, you know, is beautifully illustrated here. This brings us to our next point, guys. Sending in the Miner, oftentimes with the Giant, same thing that we saw Surgical TS do when he was on the channel, is a really, really important aspect to Giant Miner decks. You're not necessarily playing it as a Miner Poison deck, you're more playing it as a Miner Chip deck, which sounds weird, but basically think of it this way. Your Giant attracts the Princess Tower. and then you can immediately send in that miner. And the miner is basically going to be unmitigated for quite a long time. And that forces your opponent to respond to both the miner and the giant, plus whatever support troop you have, all at the same time. It can be very challenging to do, and oftentimes the last thing on the opponent's mind is defending against that miner. Ergo, the miner will end up getting like 600 at times at full health, 600 or 500 chip damage. That's a lot of sneaky miner damage, and that's why you send in the miner with the giant at times. When you get into double elixir time, then you can send in the miner, or the giant, the miner, the witch, or the Ewiz, whatever support troops you have on defense, and then you can send in the poison too, and that's really, really strong. And then last but not least, how are you playing this deck in terms of aggression, in terms of pacing? Basically, it's a defense-first deck. Think defense. Defend with your Ewiz. Defend with your Musketeer if you're using that version. Defend with your Witch, and then get a nice counterattack behind that Giant, send in the Miner, and you're going to be doing very, very well for yourself. So guys, I hope I've explained the deck in a way that gives you guys a lot of success in the arena. Thank you for watching all the way till the end of the video. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you like the content that I've been trying to diversify and bring to you guys. I have some awesome videos, including tomorrow's, which should be the top 3 or 5, I haven't decided yet, players in the game and their favorite decks right now. I think that should be a lot of fun. So I won't tell you who those players are. I'll leave it to you guys to maybe guess in the comments. But huge shout out again to the boss Hey for joining me. You can check out his information, including his player stats, thanks to statsroyale.com in the description below, as well as a huge shout out to my YouTube partner, Bren Chong. Bren, thank you for everything that you do for me and the community. It's truly appreciated. Check out his information in the description below. Guys, thanks for watching all the way till the end. And as always, take care, guys.